up? Just gonna do a little packing before we do a little family one night camping adventure. A couple things that I'm gonna be doing. Sorry if you hear the sound of one of my neighbors. Making sure I've got some power. Got my Jackery here. A lantern. Couple things you're gonna want to prep there: dads, moms, first-time campers, long-time campers. Make sure your vehicle's actually ready. Check your tires. Make sure your windows are clear enough where you can see, especially if you're going to be driving at night. I know it seems stupid, but when your mirrors are all jammed up and dark and you can't see anything, and especially if you're going to like a little bit more realistic primitive camping, you're gonna need your mirrors, trust me. So I use some Rain-X cleaning supply and then some actual Rain-X after I clean, and a couple microfiber towels. I should bring like 3 with me, a rough grit one and then a softer grit one. So I'll clean and use a cleaner, not the Rain-X, clean it off with a rough microfiber, and then I'll treat it and use the a much finer microfiber towel, a better quality one, for the application of the Rain-X. And that's mirrors, all that jazz. So I'll be doing that here in a minute. I'm not going to record that, it's not worth the time. Depending on how big your family is, sorry that if these clips are chopped up. By the time I get to editing, I'm not good at it. But by the time, depending on how big your family is, if you have 4 people, small kids, whatever, don't get a 4-person tent. Get a 5 or a 6. You'll regret it. It's just not big enough. It's intended for 4 people to sleep, but if you're going to do anything or climate happens, whatever the case might be, you're going to want a little bit bigger tent. I have the North Face Winona 6. I'll drop some pictures. And I'm back. I don't know if that's going to work. We'll see. But I'll drop some pictures of the Winona 6 from North Face. It's really great. You can get it through REI, Amazon. I do think I can probably get you a link through Amazon, through the Amazon Associates program, which would help me out, but I'm not sure of that. I'll link all the products that I actually use, nothing I don't use. But make sure you have your tent. Don't forget that. A base camp base plate would be super helpful. And that's going to be basically like a tarp the size of the footprint of your tent that goes underneath of it. Just helps with water seeping through or moisture. Also helps protect the bottom of the tent. So that's inside my bag here, but make sure you have one of those if you don't. Another product. As I'm just going through, I'm just creating clips, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not good at this. I have a real job. This is the kind of job I would love to do later, but it's not what I do right now. I think I linked this before in a different video, maybe on my Instagram, untethered_adventure. The microfiber towels, 24x48 is an awesome size. I will link this again. They're awesome. I own several. They're great for camping and really just anything. I keep a rinse kit in my truck, which I also have a link for you. I have a rinse kit pro. It's freaking awesome for your kids, or just drying off or spraying down you or your feet when you're going out for those one-day adventures out to the river, or you just want to get your stuff cleaned off, whatever the case. But afterwards, microfiber towels, they come in these nice little cases. They dry quick, and a lot of them have like a design that keeps them from getting too stinky. So I don't wash mine every time. Camping, I'll wash it afterwards, but they're freaking awesome, and I think you'll really like them. I'm basically just gonna make this a new camper video, I think. Bring your freaking chairs, guys. Don't forget to bring chairs. If you don't have chairs, go get them. Humble yourself. Get yourself a bin with wheels on at least one side. Especially for primitive camping. So you're gonna need more things like Coleman burner, some propane or some mixed fuel gas, things like that. Pillows, blankets, more blankets than you need. I have like my cooking stuff in here, so paper towels, paper plates, or if you're willing to buy better stuff, if you're trying this out, just bring paper plates. If you're willing to buy better stuff, buy some collapsible camping gear. I'll show pictures of that later in the videos, but it's a game changer for sure. If you're gonna do it regularly, if you're just trying it out, don't waste your money on that stuff. All right, a couple things I didn't think about saying to you in my packing videos, because they're not stuff that I go in my truck. A good pair of shoes, if you can afford them, get you a pair of Merrells or Altas or something like that. If not, just a decent pair of shoes with some tread. Spare socks, always. If you're not going to do backpacking and you're just showing up to a campsite like I am on this one, it's okay to overpack some. You'll learn what you need and don't need. There's a lot of stuff in this video that I did not bring up because it's just part of my process. I can certainly answer those questions if needed, but there's a lot of random stuff. I do keep a medical kit in my truck. I'll show a picture of that. I keep a fire extinguisher. That's essential, especially if you're going to be running a local fire, and that's for primitive or campground. So there's still a lot of stuff that I didn't talk about, but I still highly recommend that you have. But yeah, socks, shoes, dress for the weather, bring your sleeping bags, and I can go over the different types and the necessity there. Okay, this clip is specifically for my parents out there who have never been camping before, and your kids are more indoor kids, and you're going to be dealing with the wickets of what might be going on there. Understand that your kids aren't used to this. You're gonna have to warm them up to it. You are gonna have to bring some amenities. Don't lie to yourself and tell yourself they'll be able to just sit in a tent and sit around a campfire all night long. No, they won't, especially if they're young. You might even hear my kids in the background. They're wild animals. Bring some stuff. Bring interactive stuff. If your kids usually play video games all day long, bring the Switch or the Nintendo DS or whatever they're using. Bring it with you. Don't tell them you brought it, but if you need it because you want peace of mind for yourself too, bring it with you. Just store it in the back, and as you guys go through more camping events, scale it back or don't bring it at all. This time, I'm not bringing mine. Previously, I would have. The big thing is that you understand your kids, you understand their temperaments, and you know that they have short attention spans. This channel is kind of focused on me and my family, and well, we have ADHD. At least me and one of my sons do. So I gotta have something to engage myself and to keep myself sane. That being said, I understand my child and I understand ADHD. And if you need help learning your kid and his ADHD or her ADHD, let me know. I'll drop some videos on tips and tricks that me and my household have done and things that I've overcome and dealt with. There's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack with that. And I'm more than happy to create content on that because it's very important to me that we understand how our kids operate, how we operate, and even you guys that don't have kids or families, like, it's a challenge. I don't think it's a bad thing at all, but it is a challenge to figure out how to be successful. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about successful in life, just genuinely happy. So let me know on that one, and I'll definitely we just need some feedback on that.